Hey, Sam Melendez here with Agent Leads Ninja, and in this video I'm going to go over the top 3 secret lead sources for seller leads that realtors are going to want to employ in 2023. So let's just dive into it. So over my career as a real estate investor and wholesaler primarily, I've been hyper-focusing on lead generation and database formation for the better part of the last 5 years. So I'm here to just reveal the top 3 list that you can go ahead and pull right now in your market, and I guarantee you'll be able to do a handful of deals minimum over the course of this year. So the first list that you're going to want to pull is the absentee owner list. So this is a list of homeowners where the property address and the mailing address for the owner don't match. Now, typically, most absentee owners might own one property, and they make for reasonable prospects, but through methods that I employ, but through methods that I have, I can actually look in a market and see which people own 5, 10, 20, or even 100 single-family homes. Now, these people, you can imagine, make great prospects to form a relationship with, not only in the short term, but in the long term. The second list is actually called the no data or unowned equity list, or the second list is actually called the no data unknown equity list. Now, this list is very important because if you go on Zillow, occasionally there's homes that don't have a bed and bath count nor square footage count. These people qualify under the unknown equity list and the no data list. The reason why there's no data on these homes is because these properties have not transacted in the last 30 to 40 years, which means quite a few things. Typically, the homeowner may or may not live there. It could be in an empty house situation, and they're probably in their 70s to 80s, which could mean they might want to downsize their property. Secondarily, they may or may not have been keeping up with it in terms of updates, which could create an investor opportunity if you're a client who has built an investor relationships, which I recommend every realtor do. And third, if it's not kept in the top shape, then they might be reluctant, or they might have been reluctant to go ahead and go get a realtor to walk through their home, thinking that they have to do extensive repairs to fix the house. And quite often the house is in great condition with great bones, and they just needed somebody to proactively reach out to them. And that they make a great prospecting list. We're seeing a lot of success with it across my client base. The last and most important list now is called the probate list. Now, probates and probate court, for anyone familiar, is a situation where one or both of the homeowners who own the house have passed away in the recent past. So the important statistic with this list is that 70% of properties, the important thing to consider with the probate list is that within 6 months, 70% of properties trade, sell, or transact after there is a death on the homeownership stand front. Now, this is from a few vantage points. Typically, the successor may or may not want the property. They may not want to incur the cost, property taxes, maintenance that are to do with the property. Or sometimes in a will situation where there are multiple benefactors, they're going to want to dissolve the property so that each heir on the will can get an appropriate monetary sum, in which case that'll also trigger a selling event. In either situation, these homeowners or property owners are going to need to deal with a very competent and a particular real estate agent. Not somebody just looking to throw a sign on there, but there's going to be a particular issues to walk through, and they make a great evergreen lead channel for realtors, properties of all ARVs. Now, if you need any help building these databases and sourcing these lists, and then you'll have to take the next step, which is get accurate contact information, then a vehicle through which you outreach to them. You might want to do something like direct mail, which is expensive, but it scales pretty well. Marketing to these properties in a social function doesn't really work so well. I actually prefer leveraging AI and automation software in marketing to send SMS text messages to all of these specific various types making sure that the messaging is very crisp and poignant to exactly what their distress is, and that's going to just lead to more conversations, more opportunities for you as a realtor to do some business with them. Like I said, if you need any help with this, I would love to help. My name is Sam Melendez. I run a marketing agency for realtors called Agent Leads Ninja, and I've been helping my clients do exactly just this: build these databases, outreach to these marketers, and close more deals for the better part of a year and a half, going on 2 years. And I've been doing this for myself for 5 years in a very competitive market here in northern New Jersey. So thank you for the attention, and look forward to the next video where I'll share more tips.